An investigation by BuzzFeed has determined that Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg lied when he had claimed that Facebook had taken down the Facebook group for the Kenosha Guard. As you'll recall, those are the ones involved in going down to Kenosha and killing 2 members of Antifa linked with Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old shooter. He claimed they took the page down because it violated terms of service. However, an investigation by BuzzFeed and internal documents show that that's not true, that the group had actually taken down their own pages after the shooting and the killings had taken place. The group was filled with innumerable death threats and plots to kill unarmed people. Some of them bragged about having suppressors. Another demanded that the killings be carried out on a live stream. Another one said that they were not counter-protesting, but intentionally looking to kill. Unfortunately, BuzzFeed blanked out the names of those they screenshotted. Now, a volunteer for an organization called Moms Demand Action. It's not a gun control group. It's more like a gun safety group. Sarah Fire, I hope I'm saying that right. It was one of 455 people who sent reports to YouTube about this group and that it was violating the terms of service, because if an Antifa group violated the terms of service, Zuck would take that down. Now, Zuckerberg claimed that they had removed the page, but internal documents show something quite different. The group was removed by themselves after the shooting, presumably to erase evidence of their planned murder. Now, Facebook took credit for removing it. That's what's important here. Facebook said, we did something about this. We went out and we shut down the page to stop people trying to gather and provoke other people into murder, when they deserve no such credit because they did no such thing. Now, and this is all to save the reputation of their management and product safety. Now, a Facebook spokesperson, Liz Bourgeois, defended the company. Yes, that's actually her name, Bourgeois. When we responded to questions about our initial investigation into what happened in Kenosha, we believed we'd remove the event page for violating our policies. Our investigation found that while we did remove the Kenosha Guard page, the event page was moved by the organizer. We apologize for the error. Pursuing Facebook's guidelines, the page should never have been allowed to exist. As of August 19th, Dangerous Individuals and Organizations policy bans U.S.-based militia organizations that have celebrated violent acts, shown that they have weapons and suggest that they will use them, or have individual followers with patterns of violent behavior. In other words, this page to this event had already been flagged as well, but Facebook looked the other way. Now, on August 25th, the call to action was put out to shoot BLM protesters, to shoot unarmed people. Now, bring your guns, shoot the commies kind of thing. Now, this was even promoted, or largely got spread, because it had been featured by Alex Jones on InfoWars. Now, Facebook has now this is how Facebook's trying to distance themselves from responsibility for essentially taking a side of terrorists in this situation. And that's what I would call them, because that's what I think they are. Facebook outsources a lot of its content moderation. They go to a third party and say, hey, for a fee, can you have people come in and do this? Because 1, it's cheaper. 2, you could avoid employees unionizing. And 3, if anything happens, we didn't drop the ball on this one. That was the outsourced company that dropped the ball on that one. We're totally not responsible for what happens. Actually, this is kind of like how the U.S. uses mercenaries or security contractors to carry out some of the worst human rights abuses, because it doesn't count because they're not U.S. soldiers kind of thing. Now, this shows, if anything, Facebook is allowing domestic terrorism to proceed. I mean, these groups exist in very large numbers, and they're constantly being reported, and they're not really being taken down. But, if Antifa says, one little thing, then it's like, oh my God, federal investigation, and then, everything completely happens. Now, what does this really prove? The leftists need to be armed themselves. And one of the points of BLM was that they were not going to have guns because this was not, a gun kind of thing. See, the problem with that is that while that was true when it began, it kind of is now. I mean, people keep getting killed. There are fascists, closet fascists, and sometimes very, very open fascists, going out there intending to kill BLM protesters. I mean, it's not even like an existential threat or esoteric threat or whatever term you want to use. They're specifically saying, yes, we are going to go out and kill Black Lives Matter protesters. So you do need to be armed at this point because the threat against you very much exists. Well, I mean, the threat already exists, which is why you're protesting to begin with, but I digress. So, I mean, get ready because I know you know what happens if you have a leftist who's armed. They're instantly, literally Al-Qaeda in the eyes of the police. And it's important to note that from the video of the Rittenhouse shooting, the police are working with the militias, so somehow I really doubt the police are going to be there to help you, if you know what I mean. So, you can't just call a good guy with a gun. You kind of really need your own gun because what are supposed to be good guys really aren't good guys at all.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.